Okay, so guys, we're going to do our edible color wheel lesson today. Let's talk about the textbook reading you did last week though about color. So this is an edible color wheel, and because it's that, pass around the hand sanitizer please as I'm talking, thank you. For paint, we're going to use icing, okay? For our supports, we're going to use cookies. So to make our colored icing, I made the 3 primary colors, and which are what? Green table?
Red, yellow.
You see it right here, it's red, yellow, blue. So it's really funny when you buy the food coloring in the store, you get your primaries, you get your red, yellow, blue, and then they also have green, which is a what? What kind of color is green? Purple. Purple, thank you. Yeah, secondary color, right? Out of all the secondary colors, they put green in there instead of what other ones could they have put in? Purple or orange, I don't know why. Maybe green's a little difficult to get a really good green, so maybe that's why. So I took the food coloring, which is very concentrated, and I added a lot of white icing to get our colors. So when you add white to a color, purple table, what do you get? A tint. It's a tint of a color. So when you mix these colors, they're not going to have the same intensity as our sample that they found on page 90 in the book. It's not going to have the same intensity. It's going to be like a tint of that color. But we're going to take these primary colors and we're going to mix our secondaries and we're going to mix our intermediates. So purple table, how do we mix our secondary colors? What do you mix?
2 primaries.
Very good, 2 primaries, awesome. And then we're going to, after we've mixed our secondary colors, we're going to mix our intermediate colors. So green table, how do we get an intermediate color?
Secondary.
With?
Primary.
Awesome, yes. Mixing a secondary and a primary to get our intermediate colors. Okay, so we all hand sanitized? All right. So I need one person to come up here and get a color wheel for your table. Or actually, you guys are close to making hand to you. And then the center, please. And then I need a cookie on each of the circles.
Come on, Cyrus, don't be lazy.
So we're putting one on each of the circles. Good. And you should find that you have one extra cookie. That was going to go right in the middle of the color wheel.
That's management.
Did I count correctly? Is that we have enough? Awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to pass out the paint, which is our icing, with some toothpicks. The toothpicks are going to serve as our paintbrush. We're not going to use our fingers at all because it's really tempting once you get icing on your fingers to do what? Lick it off, okay? Not hygienic. So use only the toothpicks to mix your colors. So there's 4 at this table, 5 at this table. I put the math up there. There's 12 colors divided by how many people, and that's how many cookies you're going to get to mix colors for, and of course to eat at the end. Let's start with getting our primaries on there. If you look on the color wheel, there's a little P next to 3 of the cookies. So that's where your primary colors are going to go. So amongst yourselves, you guys figure out who's going to put on the primary colors, or like 3 of you guys can do that. It's probably faster if 3 of us. So 3 people, each pick a primary color and color a cookie. Okay, once you get the primaries on, you put them on the wheel, and then we'll stop until the next step. So the cool thing, guys, if you just have primary paint, you can make all of these colors on the color wheel with just the 3 primaries.
That one's gonna be special.
I'm going to put an extra plate on the table to use as a palette. Once we start mixing, you'll have a little more room. Nice. All right, so green table has theirs. Purple's almost ready. Awesome. Okay, now if you did not get a chance to do a cookie the first time, definitely you're going to do one now. Now we're going to take the 2 primaries and mix them together, and that makes what? Secondary color, which starts with the letter S, so look for the letter S, and that's where that's going to go. Okay? So if you did not do a cookie the first go round, make sure you're one of the first ones to do this. And you can put it in the middle so you guys can all do it at the same time so we're not waiting for each other. There we go.
I'll do orange because it's in between the red and the yellow.
Yeah. Elizabeth's right. You're mixing on the ones that are in between the two. You can mix it on the plate. You can try mixing it right on the cookie, whatever works better for you.
Purple.
No,
Yep.
that's not purple.
Whatever.
Oh, never mind.
Blue and red makes purple.
Never
Cyrus.
mind, never mind, never mind. I thought you said that was purple.
Yes, and you can check your textbook too to see if you're getting the right hue. Okay, remember it's going to be a tint. It's going to be a little bit lighter.
It's fine.
You could do it on the cookie. It's a little safer to do it right on the plate to a little more room.
Okay, well. Yeah.
Now, instead of white frosting, I have black frosting to add to the color. What I've gotten instead. Black in your color equals what? Shades, okay? We're gonna go with tint stuff.
I didn't do it right.
Well, that's the nice thing about paint. It's kind of forgiving, so.
That's so bad.
Oh, don't mix the.
Oh wait, yeah, it's probably
Goofy.
What did I?
What are you doing?
Okay, Nicole noticed something. You want to try to keep your paints clean. So keep the as far as like the toothpick color, like right here. Yeah, so it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Just realize when you're working for real with paint, you want to try to keep those paints fresh, or else they get kind of muddy. So.
How's green fit into green? That's good.
Okay, yeah. Check your color wheel on the book.
Can I make it more blue? Maybe darker. Yeah.
Darker or more what? More what color?
Blue.
Yeah.
Looks so gross.
She's kind of more towards here, isn't she?
Yeah.
So let's go a little more towards that way. She's a little more towards.
I feel like I'm using all the toothpicks.
It's okay. I have plenty of toothpicks, guys. If you need more.
And anything else.
It's pinker.
Put it on.
So you're trying to make the orange right. So if it's too red, what do you need to add more of? Yeah. I'm gonna pass some napkins out too, guys.
I thought about it and I'm like, no, don't do it. Oh, that's.
Yeah, and you're seeing you have to play sometimes with these colors to get exactly the hue that you want. What do you think? I think that's for you. Definitely better than before, right? Yeah. Are we getting our orange yet?
I have. Yeah. You were definitely not the last one. I'm trying to mix here. You know what? You're just gonna stay there with your little orange.
So Elizabeth, when it was too what you called pink for you,
Yeah.
how did you do this? Did you start with the red or start with the yellow?
I started with the red and then I added yellow and then it was too pink, so I just added more yellow.
Okay. So
I would add
it was
blue.
too red, so she added more yellow. You'll find that if you start with your lighter color, like your yellow, and add the darker to it, it's easier than trying to add the light to the dark. You need so much now. Okay, good.
Mine's good.
Looking good, guys. Okay, so now we're going to do the intermediate colors. Those are a little bit tricky. If we look at the color wheel, looking between the red and the orange, you have red-orange. Between the orange and the yellow, it's yellow-orange. These are a little more subtle variations, okay? So you want to take your, what colors are we going to use to mix the intermediate?
Secondary, primary.
Okay, so take the secondary and the primary, mix those together, and they're going to go in between where the letter I is.
So we each gotta do two.
You have to do it extra.
Wait, yeah, Justin, we gotta work on my You know, make some more too.
Where's that one?
It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna take a lot of whatever.
You're welcome.
Poor yellow, it looks abused.
Justin, that is not all. What are you? You're complaining about there not being enough when you mix like none.
Wait, why are you?
Oh,
Yes,
I goofed.
You gotta take a big fat scooperoo.
Take the yellow out.
These are the tiniest paintbrushes you probably are ever going to use, so don't worry. It'll get easier with the bigger brushes.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
take a little bit of time, Jake.
Almost. Dude, I was so close.
Just take it.
Look right, guys. Yeah, that was good.
How do you see how we're doing on time on that?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay, great. They might get to see the finished results then.
Yeah,
Light enough for that
I'm
one?
blue.
Maybe this and more yellow.
There you go, see, once you put it
And then
next
add
to
red.
it, you can tell a little easier, right?
And for this one,
Am I doing that one? You guys want me to do that?
Oh, sorry. Sure.
Where's that?
How you doing, guys?
Where's that? Is that an I or an H?
They're all eyes.
Okay.
What do I add to
Got it, got it. So working with these small, quote, paintbrushes, you're working on your fine motor skills too, guys, these little tiny things.
So when you do this one, look at the red. And if I look at her,
Challenging, Jake?
Yes.
Good.
what about the one in the middle? She's told us. This is not changing. The one in the middle is gonna be rainbow. I have no clue.
Does this look red violet enough? Or still more red?
Maybe more red.
This looks the exact
So it looks the exact same, what more do you, which one are you trying to make?
This one.
The blue purple? Okay. So what you can do is take some of the exact same that you have and put it in a separate pile and then add blue to that. Okay? That way you're not trying to make a huge pile of it. That's actually a tough color to get, it's like a turquoise almost,
Yeah.
it's really pretty.
You gotta put more yellow in.
What do you think?
Well,
I agree. A little more blue. And you notice that we have we put it next to, that's when you can really see what's the area.
I've put some
Well,
yellow.
put it next to the purple.
Wait, so we're in different piles, Justin?
yeah.
Can we help separating them? I think you got it.
We need blue and then
Okay, I'll get you a bunch of
actually yeah.
That we do.
One more blue, one more.
Same thing, so take a little bit
Red.
of that and put it aside and then add the
I need
red
more
stuff a
red.
little bit. There you go.
Ask for more red.
Hold on a minute.
Ask for more red.
That.
Probably
We
more
might
red.
need more red.
Red, okay.
Meanwhile, we have a ton of yellow. Need more blue, Justin?
Okay, this should be good.
More.
Before I get all over the place. Alright.
Thank you.
You're generous with the green compared to the yellow.
Yeah, no, that yellow is mine.
We're still seeing cookies. You were just being careful because we were just getting started. Make sure we had enough. All right, Shivani, what do you think? You got it.
Yeah.
All right, so green table has one more. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, so green table's finished. Theirs. Purple is right behind. When you've totally finished it, take a little bit of all the colors and mix